Let me ask Ms. Franklin and Ms. Williams a question. Your jurisdiction, let me be sure I get the title correct. Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board. I got that right? Your jurisdiction is pretty broad, isn't it?
So the jurisdiction is broad in some ways in that the board has oversight over counterintelligence programs across the intelligence community with regard to privacy and civil liberties, but it's focused on counterintelligence or it's focused on counterterrorism, not all privacy and civil liberties issues.
Right, okay. I think this is a very important board, but I'm sitting here thinking, we spent 3-4 years with some, not all, I'm going to emphasize that, but some, not all members of our FBI and our Department of Justice selling the Steele dossier. Does that embarrass you?
So, Senator, I think, there have been 3 Inspector General reports with regards to some of the things that went on, and I think that the recommendations in them are a good recommendation.
Well, let me ask you this, Ms. Wayne, do you think the Steele dossier is true?
Well, Senator, I have no basis to believe it's true or either way.
You don't have an opinion?
I mean, I don't have any factual basis to know whether or not I do. From what I've read, it sounds like there's some concerns with the way it was procured.
So I don't understand. Yeah. Do you believe it's true or not true?
So I haven't read the Steele dossier, but from the news reports, it sounds like there may be falsehoods in it. But again, I don't have personal knowledge of it.
Ms. Franklin, do you have an opinion on whether it's true or not true?
I also have not had access to read the dossier, but I can say that I share your concern.
Yeah, but if it's true, I want to understand where you're coming from. Do you believe it's true or not true?
I believe that the Inspector General of the Justice Department found significant problems in 3 reports, including 17 significant errors or omissions in the FISA applications regarding Carter Page.
So you believe it's not true?
I believe that the Inspector General found these errors and omissions which are highly concerning.
Do you agree with the Inspector General?
I find the Inspector General's report very convincing, yes.
Okay. So you don't believe the Steele dossier is true? Why is it so hard for you all to tell me what you think here? That's pretty basic.
I would turn to the errors and omissions that the Inspector General did point to, which were significant, and I know that Congress has attempted to take steps to address those.
Well, here's what I'm getting at. I mean, I can tell y'all don't want to answer, and I really regret that. I mean, this to me it's not political. It was these allegations that turned out not to be true. It doesn't matter who they were about, but some members of our federal government put the full force and weight of the power of the office behind this dossier.
What really happened with the Steele dossier? Why won't key oversight figures admit what the facts clearly show? In this video, we break down a tense Senate exchange that exposes the lack of accountability. One of the most explosive intelligence scandals in recent American history continues to raise serious questions. Who pushed the Steele dossier narrative? Why did government watchdogs stay silent? And why is it so hard for anyone in Washington to just say what's true? In today's video, we break down a heated Senate Judiciary hearing where questions about truth, oversight, and civil liberties collided. Ms. Franklin and Ms. Williams were questioned on the broad authority of the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board, but when pressed on a foundational issue, the truth of the Steele dossier, they dodged the core question.
Your jurisdiction is pretty broad, isn't it?
Senator John Kennedy cuts to the chase. Did the Steele dossier contain truth? 3 Inspector General reports pointed out grave errors, but the board nominees wouldn't give a simple answer.
Do you believe the Steele dossier is true?
I haven't read it.
Despite the fact that the dossier formed part of surveillance justifications, neither nominee would directly say it was false. Why the hesitation? The DOJ Inspector General was clear. 17 major errors or omissions in FISA applications connected directly to the Steele dossier. That's not political, that's procedural failure on a massive scale. Yet those entrusted with protecting civil liberties weren't sounding alarms.
Where was your agency?
Kennedy's frustration wasn't partisan, it was about accountability. Senator Kennedy didn't let it slide. As he pointed out, the mission of PCLOB is not to protect political narratives but to protect civil liberties.
And it didn't matter who they were. And I can't believe you can't agree with me that it's not true. I mean, there have been 3 inspectors general reports. Where was your agency? Did anybody at your agency stand up and say, wait a minute, before we make all these allegations on the basis of the Steele dossier, shouldn't we check whether they're true? I mean, FBI Director Comey sold this thing for 5 years. James Clapper was prepared to make a public statement that we're not sure if the dossier is accurate, and Director Comey called him and said, no, don't say that. Where were you guys at the board? You're supposed to protect civil liberties. You're supposed to protect privacy. Does it matter whose privacy and civil liberties are being infringed? Either one.
So, Senator, I wasn't at the board. I haven't been at the board yet, but I agree with you that that is exactly the role of the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board, right?
Thank you.
To ensure that the privacy
Party, they belong to the people.
It doesn't matter who they were about.
And when truth is inconvenient, silence isn't neutrality, it's complicity. The truth about the Steele dossier is out there. The question now is, who in government will have the courage to say it out loud and who will continue to look the other way? Comment and subscribe. What are your thoughts on the hearing? Drop them in the comments below. Subscribe for more breakdowns of government hearings, intelligence accountability, and the future of civil liberties in America.